Oh, okay. Nothing like a midday stream. So, all right. Get the lighting up and running so you can look at my green screen. Isn't it glorious? One day I'm going to get back to using my recording software. What's up, Gregory Williams, Matthew Pearson, QTZ? What's up, man? How you doing? Mo Cuts. Hope all's well. I think the last time I was live, I didn't have a haircut. Someone had recommended here live that, hey, there's an awesome sports clips in Fayetteville. I actually found a guy down off Emma Street in Springdale who did it for really cheap. And I kind of panicked. What's up, Blake? But I panicked. I was like, well, I'm going to go live. I know that. And I had a bunch of stuff to do around the house really fast. So that's why we're going to do this. We're going to record, or we're going to go live, or we're streaming here instead of doing a video. Even an 8-minute video can take me 2 hours to do. So it's quicker to do like a little hour-long live stream, or 30 or 40 minutes, however long, and then I can leave it up for you guys to check out later. Blood Diamond. Good morning, Ty. Thanks for all that you do. Appreciate it, Blood Diamond. My seat is really driving me crazy here. It's Friday. Pink Flamingo shirt. Represent, baby. What up? Good to hear from you with great info. Thank you, Frederick Clemens. David McDaniel says, what's up, bro? What's up? I hope everyone's had a great week. It's been pretty eventful. I don't know if you guys caught yesterday's video or not, but we had some stuff going on with Trey Knox. There was so much out there about Trey Knox. I'm still not even entirely sure what was going on. So I usually wait till about the 5-minute mark. Did you guys see that fly? He wants in on the action too. Yeah, there's a lot that was going on this week with fall camp, trying to name a quarterback and everything. So again, normally we wait about 4 minutes until we get a few more people in, and I try to answer some questions while we wait. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I do have some recruiting information that you're going to like. It's for the most part, I think it's more or less public knowledge, maybe. It seems like it is. I'm going to double check some stuff while we're waiting. I don't have that pink flamingo figure. I don't either, my man. I don't either. I just wear it, and I'm cocky with it. When I wear this shirt, it feels good. I like it too, because it's become this ritual. Why I'm looking forward to Friday, and I also, I have the shirt on, and it's like, oh, it's Friday. I get to wear the pink flamingo shirt, so it kind of adds to the excitement, right? Pulling up some more stuff here while we wait. This fly, I swear. And he only comes out, I swear to God, when I'm right here recording or when I'm live with you guys. It's the only time I see a fly in this room. Drives me nuts. In this entire house, there's no flies, nothing. Come in here, there's just one little SOB flying around. He's like, oh, he's on camera. I'm going to fly around because he's on camera. Let's go to... boop, 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 boop. I'm just trying to make sure I got all my info here. So, what else did we say we were going to talk about today? I posted it. We're going to talk about Trey Knox a little bit. We're going to get into recruiting, and there was something else I can't remember. We have an update too at the Hog Talk podcast. I'm excited about that. Something going to change there. Let's see. Pull up all my information. So again, I hope you guys have had a great week. It's been around here. So my wife likes to sign our kids up for everything: Girl Scouts, soccer, little things they do down here at the Jones Center. She signs them up for so much stuff, which is great. When I was growing up, it was just sports. My dad was like, yeah, you're going to play baseball. You're going to play basketball. You're going to play football. Just know that. But my wife's like, I'm going to sign them up for art and swimming lessons and soccer. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just like, trying to do everything that we do, and especially what I do, and then we have kind of a business on the side too. It's crazy up in here. There we go. That's what I wanted right there. Okay, I got pulled up. All right, where are we at? Oh wow. Let me get caught up on chat really quick. Sometimes that can be the majority of this of being live, is trying to get caught up with chat and the sports clips. Sean Crane says, "Woo pig, I bought my Arkansas A&M game tickets. We're going in undefeated. Where's my schedule at? I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. We'll see." And that's the other thing I was going to talk about too. So we're at 6 minutes. So I'll just go ahead and start off. My win-loss record, my win-loss predictions will be, I'll have that for you guys next week. Like I said in yesterday's video, I will have that ready for you guys next week. I'm not, I think it's not anything groundbreaking. It's not like, oh my God, Ty picked us to go something ridiculous, or he picked us really bad. Like, it's going to be a predictable pick. I feel like I try to be a realist. And again, last year, look, I think I had him at 6-6, maybe even 7-5. I think a lot of people did. A lot of people thought that they had the roster, and the experience and some depth in certain positions that they should have been able to win all their non-cons and to sneak out a win, because you had Vanderbilt, you had Ole Miss, who everyone thought was going to be down, and they were. You felt like there were 6 wins on that schedule. Turns out we were all wrong. So this year, I'm not going to let what happened last year change or detour my thoughts on what happens this year. I know there's been a transition, and are we getting a new linebacker, says Sean Crane. Or so you ask. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. I love big recruiting news. So there's nothing officially to report. It's not like they got a commitment, but there's something big from someone I kind of thought Arkansas. I kind of thought this guy. I'm not gonna say I thought he eliminated Arkansas, but I kind of the vibes that I got from the barbecue, I just wasn't so sure that Arkansas was still in the picture. Turns out they are. Again, let's get caught up on chat here. 67% in favor of Eason. Hopefully he commits soon. How'd we steal Treylon? It's the hairdo. The scoop on Bryson Eason. Ty Story. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, both quarterbacks, Cole Kelly and Ty Story, are backups at their respective schools where they transfer to. They're both backups. That should tell you a little bit about what was going on last year. I mean, you had quarterbacks that they weren't Power 5 quarterbacks, and we kind of got that vibe a year ago. Shoe fly, don't bother me. I know, right? Did he go away? Is he behind me? Who's our quarterback? Let it out. I don't know that. No one's going to know that until Chad. Either the University of Arkansas releases this on Twitter and makes it into some sort of big deal, or Chad Morris just comes out and says it in an interview or in one of his press conferences or something. You said something about Treylon Smith. I did? I said something about Treylon Smith? You'll have to refresh my memory. I don't know. There's too much going on upstairs today. Let's see. Do you think Starkel a better fit for Chad Morris offense? Ask Peyton Woods. That's a tough question, because I think the best fit for this offense is actually either John Stephen Jones or KJ Jefferson in terms of what they can do, of their athletic ability. Just in pure athleticism, those guys, you feel like especially KJ, I mean, I'm a KJ guy. I like KJ so much. I think he's got a really high ceiling, a lot of potential. As far as fit, those guys fit the best. Obviously, Starkel and Hicks are older, more experienced. You had Hicks, who has been under Chad Morris on the field, saw success under Chad Morris in terms of individual success. I'm not going to talk about what he did overall against Power 5. And then you look at Nick Starkel. What was his record in the SEC? Against Power 5, what was his record? Wasn't very good. So I don't think either one of them actually really fit. Does that mean that they won't be successful? Not necessarily. I think there's a lot of variables in that equation, right? There's so much. There's a lot of other things that have to happen. Offensive line obviously has got to be better. The run game has to be. There he is. There's that stupid fly. Run game's got to be there. You got to expect some young guys to step up pretty quick. You hope Cheyenne O'Grady, and I feel like during the season he's fine. It's the off season where I'm worried about Cheyenne the most. And after this year, he's gonna get drafted. He's gonna or at least play at the next level. So you won't have to worry about his off season issues. But a lot of things have to happen for any quarterback to be successful. Starkel or Hicks will be your starter. But John Stephen Jones and KJ have that mobility factor, right? They have that athleticism factor. It was a good question. Thank you. Let's see. I had them at 4 wins, and I was still wrong. Yeah. Wow. That's pretty good, Peyton. Or QTZ, sorry. Let's get caught up. Blake, I still believe we'll get 7, especially if Trey Knox is available. Yo, Ty, Flamingo Friday. That's right. That's what we should call it. Thank you, Tyler Edmondson. Flamingo Friday. That's what it is. Which one throws further? Do you know Starkel? Nick Starkel has an arm. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So there was someone, I'm not going to say their name, but they were at that family event last week, and they were releasing footage. They were recording footage and sending it out on social media through others, from what I was told, through other various accounts and his own account. And then he was sending, not me specifically, but people we know mutually, sending them footage of Starkel and KJ and Hicks and everyone throwing the ball without a. And then obviously there's stuff out there, right? Like there's clips that are posted all the time. Starkel's arm is pretty good. Starkel also is a gunslinger. He is a Brett Favre. I'm not saying he is that caliber of talent, but you remember Brett Favre would just throw the ball. He would force the ball. He was a gunslinger. I think, who do you have now? The most recent gunslinger that had a good arm and had all the mechanics, but turned the ball over a ton, Jay Cutler. Remember him? Guy had an arm. Wasn't really successful. That's what Starkel kind of reminds me of at the college football level. Someone who can get you can make throws you can't believe, but he's gonna turn the ball over. He's gonna turn it over. Here's what I think happens, and I've been pretty clear about this. I've said all along I thought Hicks would get the job, and then Starkel would eventually take it over. It sounds to me like it's Starkel, and Hicks has made this more complicated for Chad Morris. And that's why we have the delay in naming the starting quarterback. That, or it's just completely how Chad Morris wants to do things. I don't know. It's good for radio. What's funny is I feel like he's butting heads with the media, but it's like people eat this stuff up. I'm not going to lie to you guys. If I wanted to post nothing but quarterback stuff all week, my content would explode. Like my views would be way above what they typically would be if it were something else. If I had the time to pump out more content. And that's what you notice the media is all over. That's all they talk about. So this is nothing but audio food for people on radio, and then it's eye candy for people that run the .com sites and social media sites and what have you. But for us, for me on YouTube and on a podcast, we eat this stuff up because we know you guys do, and we're just as excited as you guys are. And I'm a Hog fan, no doubt about it. That's why I do what I do. I try to be unbiased about it, but yeah, I'm going to be a little bit biased because I'm a Hog fan. But and I'm also a realist too, and I think when you mix that whole thing together, but Starkel, I think eventually gets the job, and I'm going to be surprised if he doesn't throw double-digit picks. I mean, I'm going to be real with you. If let's say he starts the game 1 and keeps the job all the way through the end of the year, he's going to throw double-digit picks. But then there's going to be a payoff factor of maybe, I don't know, I'm not going to say how many touchdowns, but I mean, I feel like he's going to be the kind of guy too that's going to make throws where you're just like, oh my God. That reminds me of a Tyler Wilson throw or a Ryan Mallett throw. He has the arm. There's no doubt about it. It's the other things. It's upstairs. It's in between the eyes or the ears, in between the ears. And then also the other thing too is how much of the offense is installed. How much does he understand and what have you? So let's see. Justin Potts can't take Starkel's record against him. Losses to LSU, Auburn, as a redshirt freshman. But you also have to remember, Justin, the talent that was around him, the offense that he was in, who was coaching him. I'm not saying it's completely against him. I'm saying that I do think there's limitations to Starkel. I'm not saying because of what he did at A&M. that means he's going to be terrible. Not at all. He did, after all, win a starting job as a quarterback at A&M. That's a big deal anywhere in the Power 5, and especially in the SEC West. You can't take that for granted. But with the talent that he had around him, he didn't win. And I'm sorry, you do, like, that is a mark against him. Again, I'm not saying that's the definition of what he's going to do at Arkansas. He could be stellar. Again, I think his arm talent's incredible. I don't know how he fits in this system. That's yet to be seen. I like Flamingo Friday. Good call, Tyler Edmonson. Couldn't agree more. It was a good call. Who do you think has a better year this year in the backfield, Chase Hayden or DeVal Whaley? Really? You didn't throw Rakeem Boyd in there? I mean, are you just asking between the two? I think it'd be DeVal Whaley. I don't know. You remember Chase Hayden's first time on the field, year one, he was electric, man. I mean, his burst was nice. Pretty good vision. It still needs a lot of work. Still pretty raw as a runner. At least he was last we saw him. Boyd will, I think, get the majority of the carries, but I think DeVal Whaley is going to be out there a lot. I really do think they're going to rely on him a lot. Will the A&M game be the first one Starkel will start? No, I think probably Ole Miss. And maybe even he may start out the gate. He may start right out the gate with Portland State. And I don't know that he loses the job. It just depends. He did ultimately lose the job at A&M, so anything could happen. You wonder, too, like, how much these freshmen are really – there was a lot of buzz around John Stephen Jones, right? There was a lot of buzz around John Stephen for like 3 or 4 days. And my thing is I don't know his limitations. You feel like his size, and you look at his high school recruiting, you watch his film, you think, yeah, he's limited. But his athleticism and the fact that I don't bet against anybody who carries – who plays with a chip on their shoulder. And that's what he strikes me as. He strikes me as someone who, like, when you back him up in a corner, that's when he's at his best. So, yeah. All right. Well, so we're going to get into the first bit of news. Before we do, we're going to jump into the Trey Knox stuff first. Then we'll get to the recruiting information. And then we'll talk about the update to the podcast and everything. I may start with that. But anyways, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, share the content. Please share the content. Tap the subscribe button if you haven't already. Feel free to check out the links. To those of you who were throwing the PayPal donations, I got a couple last week. That was incredible. Thank you guys so much for that. That's really cool. But again, all the links for all that stuff is down below in the description box. There's also a link to the podcast, to thehogpen.net, and there's links to the podcast right there if you guys want to go check those out. But again, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day. I know this is an odd time to be doing this. But again, the reason why I'm doing this is because the second half of my day is going to be crazy. I'm not going to have time to sit down and do a video. And I wanted to do a video for the final week of what is really the off season for Arkansas, right? I wanted to have a final video. Flamingo Friday, baby. Shout out to Tyler Edmonson for that. All right. Let's see. Hog Nation, D-Mac or Joe Adams? Who's faster? I mean, there's not even a question. It's Darren McFadden. You're talking about a 4.29 40 at 6'1", 200 and whatever he was, 230. That's pretty incredible. I think the better question would be who would win in a I don't know if I want to say 100-yard relay or a 40-yard dash, Darren McFadden or Matt Jones. Or who's the most athletically gifted between those two? Matt Jones at 6 foot. What was he at the NFL Combine? 6'5.5", 6'6", 235, and ran a 4.38 laser 40. That's unheard of. I don't know that anybody that size who, when you look at his circumstances, who played quarterback all through college and then was drafted as a wide receiver in the first round by the Jags, basically just because of what he did at the NFL Combine. I don't know that we've ever seen that before. That was incredible. Who's the most athletically gifted, Darren McFadden or Peyton Jones? You could even maybe throw, Darren McFadden, Matt Jones, and then maybe even Peyton Hillis. Remember how athletic that guy was for his size? Holy cow. Will John Stephen Jones get some playing time? Yes, he will. I think he'll play. I think KJ will too, just enough not to burn his red shirt. Between the two, I know Rakeem the Dream is going to have a great year. Yeah, he should. Peyton Woods, I don't know what you said, but it got retracted, buddy. I'm sorry. Team St. Matthew. Hamilton. What happened to Hamilton? Kobe Hamilton? If that's what you're asking, he's somewhere in the NFL. Last I heard, he's with the Bengals? No, the Texans? I don't know where he's at. If that's who you're talking about, I don't know who you're talking about. David McDaniel says, is Myron Cunningham starting? Yes, we'll probably start at one of the guard positions. Hammond, not Hamilton. Oh, TJ Hammonds. That's a good question. He's going to be utilized to some degree. I'm not sure what yet. Again, limited access to the media. We're getting the runaround on the press pass. I'm not going to lie. Myself and Jacob Scott Davis from the Hog Talk podcast, we're just getting the runaround. I really don't know what else to do. It's getting kind of hopeless. Like, when will you let us be on the field and actually see what's going on in person? When can we do that? When can we get a pass? But U of A is just, I don't know. It's very frustrating. What is the recruiting news? I'm getting to that in just a second. Crazy. So we'll be there in just a second. Please tell me Trey Knox is okay. Okay. All right. That's where we're going to start. Trey Knox. He's fine. He's supposedly going to be back on Saturday. I heard so many different stories online. And obviously I don't even take them with a grain of salt. I just laugh at a lot of them. Someone had reached out to me. Actually, a couple of people had reached out and said there's something serious going on. It seemed like it could be worse than what it really was. I can't tell you everything that I was told and what I've seen, but it did seem like there for about 48 hours that Trey Knox, it was something serious. I don't know what happened. I don't know since, but it was everywhere, and the news was out there. The story was kind of out there on message boards. I was told. I don't really go to boards a whole lot, but Hogville, there was a lot of speculation, obviously on Facebook and Twitter. So it turns out, according to Chad Morris, he's fine. He should be, and it sounds like, I think they had said he's going to be back by Saturday. So that's great. It's weird that at the end of the day, you just got to be careful of what you read out there. And I definitely, with what was told to me by the sources that it was coming from, is the only reason why I thought anything serious was going on. It's good to hear. So Trey Knox should be good. Now, are there some other concerns? There's still some stuff swirling around. Maybe there is something going on there, and they feel like he can play through it. I don't know. I think we'll get more information from Chad next week. But there certainly was some cause for concern, and they may not say anything. If it's not anything that's going to affect him on the field, they may not say a thing about anything. It could be something personal. I don't know. We need a petition for you guys to get those press passes, Tyler. I'm telling you, man. This has been going on for over a year. Yeah, I really don't know what at this point what we could change. I really don't. That'd be great. Hey, I even follow the guy on Twitter who inevitably comes down to for us to get the pass. And I've talked to them on the phone, and we've shared email. Well, I've emailed him as he's told me to do, and I've not gotten anything back. Practices are closed at all SEC schools. I don't think that's entirely accurate. Unless they change something in policy, I don't think that's entirely accurate about them closing all SEC. I mean, it might be. That might be the case, but I don't think it's anything policy-wise that they have to be. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe there's something that we haven't been told about that. I don't know. It's not policy. Well, so if you're saying that all schools are doing it, look, they don't have to open up. They do whatever they want. At the end of the day, though, the media has a job to do, and that's why they'd like these practices to be more open. Because the demand is there from you guys, the listeners and the viewers, to know what's going on. Well, their jobs, the marketplace is set up for these guys to be able to have as much access and to do their jobs and to bring you guys as much information as they can. And when you close out, when you're not upfront about injuries, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, Chad Morris is not upfront about injuries. He's just not. He's the only coach I've ever seen not be at Arkansas. Houston Nutt was pretty upfront about it. Petrino was definitely upfront about it. And Brad Bielema, most of the time, was pretty upfront about injuries. Chad Morris doesn't want to talk about injuries, or at least he low keys them. So, I think it'd be nice if they were open to the media. And I get too, there's some sort of advantage you think that by closing your practices. I don't know. Traylon named ESPN freshman team. Yep, I saw that. Get your popcorn ready. Trey Biddy blackballed you. No, I doubt it. Trey Biddy and I actually talk a little bit. We're email pals. You can't show all your cards, just part of it. Well, they used to. Bobby Petrino's practices were open. Houston Nutt's practices were open. You saw what Petrino was able to do. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, one game and they virtually have all the information they need based on how you run your offense. That comes straight from a source. I'm going to tell you right now, like, you're not hiding as much as you think you are. A lot of it, from what I gather from multiple people that I've talked to in the media and who've worked around here for a while, have said that they just don't want things out to the media and they don't want to scare off fans. Like, that's the big fear. Like, oh, well, the more access you have, the more opportunities you're going to see something that you probably don't like or something you may see as a problem. And then you're going to take that to your website, to your podcast, to your YouTube, to your whatever, and you're going to talk about it. And it's going to kind of create this cloud of doubt. And this is, if you've been paying attention, it's all about hype. The University of Arkansas on social media, they hype the crap out of the season. They want you to forget they went 2-10. At the end of the day, that's their goal. And I'm all for it. Look, I'm a free market guy. I'm actually pretty pro-capitalism. I'm going to be real with you. I don't get political here, but I'm a laissez-faire capitalist. I'm all about taking advantage of the social media markets. I get it. They got a job to do. They want to hype you up and create that excitement, but it is a buyer beware kind of situation where, as the season goes on, I mean, look, they've got this whole event now where 4 hours before the game, what are they calling that? Hogtown? Maybe someone can update us in chat. They're calling it something where, like, they're going to have this big thing going on around the campus or around the stadium where you can come be a part of some live festivities or whatever. That's a part of bringing you to games and creating that hype and getting you excited about things. And it's ultimately to draw people to the games, right? They got to push tickets. Yurchek was upfront about that. What was that this week? He talked about tickets not doing well. So yeah, anyways, if that's it, why does Bama close theirs? Billy, you're going down a rabbit hole. I don't know. Like, other teams have open practices they have before and they've been successful. I mean, it's clearly, how Nick Saban is with the media. If you don't, go watch some YouTube clips. He's pretty blunt with the media. He's not a fan of the media. At the end of the day, that's just what it boils down to, is they don't want all access. They want to be able to give you, they want to be able to show you the product when it's finished. They don't want you to watch. They don't want you to catch how sausage is made, right? They don't want you to they don't want the media to have all the access to that. They want you to see the product as it's on the field that Saturday. Let's see. As the Michael Scott meme says, I'm ready to get hurt again. That's exactly what's going on. So yeah, Trey Knox. Okay. Moving on to the recruiting news. Good stuff. So we all know Bryson Eason was supposedly, the rumor off and on was that he was going to go to the Razorback barbecue, right? Well, turns out he couldn't get a ride. And Martavius French was unable to show up. Their other teammate, the other guy being recruited, who's actually McDonald, who's committed to Mississippi State, I think. None of those guys could show up. He didn't have a ride, wasn't able to make it. Something happened this week. I don't know, but it sounds like, I'm not going to say that Eason's going to commit to Arkansas, but something has changed. I feel like now he favors Arkansas pretty heavily. Just today, if you guys are on 24/7 Sports, if you ever notice, they have a crystal ball prediction. And this was actually handed to me yesterday, that what I was told was he's going to commit at any moment. They feel like this individual feels like he could commit anytime. I'm not going that far, but this is what happened. So Trey Biddy, back in March, predicted that Arkansas would get Eason. And then since then, it's kind of been silence on the crystal ball predictions. Now, these guys, these are obviously writers with various, I guess they're all with 24/7 Sports. The only he has 7, let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 predictions. Only one of them is not Arkansas. This was back on July 23rd. This was Brandon Drum with Oklahoma Insider, who has an all-time accuracy of predictions at 84%, predicted OU. 7/23/2018. Since then, so it was 2018, he hasn't had a prediction. Trey Biddy was the first to predict Arkansas, and then as late as August 19th, Yancey Porter predicted Arkansas with OleMissSpirit.com or OMSpirit.com. So that's an Ole Miss insider who's got a pretty good accuracy rating as well. He's at 79%. On, again, August 19th, he picked Arkansas. David Johnson, another Ole Miss Spirit insider. On the 22nd of August, he predicted Arkansas. Paul Jones with Mississippi State Insider has Arkansas on the 22nd. Also on the 22nd, Demetric Warren from it's all these Ole Miss Spirit guys. And then to this morning, I believe, what is today? Is today the 23rd? Is that what today is? Yeah, the 23rd. This morning, Steve Robertson of Mississippi State Insider from genespage.com, who has around a 77% prediction overall rating all time, picked Arkansas. 6:21 a.m. My God, man. So something obviously happened within the last 24 hours that Bryson Easton favors Arkansas. What's up, Jay Massey? How you doing, buddy? Hope all's well. So it sounds like Bryson Easton right now. It's the Arkansas's favored right now to get Easton, and I kind of thought since the barbecue. I kind of all but not eliminated Arkansas, but pushed Arkansas down. I know that his whole thing was that he just didn't have a ride. Supposedly he was going to the Tennessee event that was going on that weekend, and someone was going to give him a ride. There's all sorts of speculation around that. It wasn't true. He stayed home. And since then it's been pretty quiet. But as of the last 24 to maybe 48 hours, well, really since the 22nd or maybe even since the 19th, people at 24/7 Sports have Bryson Easton crystal balled to Arkansas. Again, that's 6 out of 7. And Brandon Drum from OU Insider was the last guy to not predict him to go to Arkansas. And that was last year. And that was, again, July 23rd, 2018. So since then, something has changed. Bryson Easton is, in my opinion, maybe I'm not going to say the biggest target because there's still some other, they need to grab some more offensive linemen. And obviously, when you look at a senior-led defensive line this year and all the guys graduating and what they have coming back, you wonder if they shouldn't maybe go after a couple more interior defensive linemen with this class. But this is obviously, with how thin they are at linebacker, this has got to be it's a must get when you've already got Martavius French, his teammate, committed to Arkansas, and then you bring in Bryson Easton. What does that put you at linebacker so far this year committed? What are they at? Let me go back and look really fast. What was it? 2 linebackers. So you've got Martavius French, 6'2", 240, teammate of his. And then, Jashad Stewart out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. Very underrated player, I feel like. Your second linebacker. And then, Drew Francis, the 6'2", 200-pound kid. The kid that everyone said looks like a punter. So this would be 4 linebackers. Now, they've said all along 3 to 4, and that's assuming Bryson Easton commits to Arkansas. Again, it sounds like I would just put him on the possibilities of your next commitment being I would put Bryson Easton in that category. I'm not saying it happens. I'm not going to tell you that by the end of the year he commits or whatever. That's a good get. If you're able to land 4 linebackers, and I think especially with Bryson Easton and Martavius French, that is a huge upgraded position. You're losing Scooter Harris. There's a lot of questions surrounding the other outside linebacker position is a rotating door. You got to solidify, right? Let me get caught up in chat here. If this O-line blocks, we can have a good year. How deep is our O-line? What do they have? 14 on the roster officially, scholarship players. I think it's 14. I could be wrong. Bo Manley had access to Alabama last year. Let's see. Does this new recruiting class end up beating last year's, in your opinion, from Blake Davis? Boy, getting Martavius French and Bryson Easton, Tykees Crawford. You still got the 4-star tackle out of Texas. Garrett Hayes as a possibility. It could end up being very similar. Last year they were top 25 on all sites. ESPN, I think it was ESPN, Rivals, and 24/7 Sports. I don't know, because Rivals right now doesn't really favor Arkansas a whole lot when you look at their stars. I'm going to say at least 1 out of 3. I think they have there's a possibility there that they could land in the top 25. Sure. Any word on Hayes? No. In fact, he couldn't make the barbecue because he had to work. And I'm not going to say that was a major blow, but I really thought if he showed up to the barbecue that he'd commit. It's down between, last I heard, it was Arkansas and A&M. I don't know if that's changed. But that's obviously a big. They got to. I mean, to add that along with Tykees Crawford, to bring in 2 tackles of that caliber, that'd be huge. I don't know about Amari Thomas and Darren Turner. I don't have anything on Amari Thomas right now. That's something that I thought there for a little while, for about like 2 days. I really thought they had a more than legit shot at getting Amari Thomas. I still think they're in the picture with him. Darren Turner, I don't know just yet. Patrick Champion, morning Ty. Good morning, top of the morning to ya. What time is it? It's 11, almost 11:40. So I think that's really all there is. So Knox is fine. We're gonna get him back, thank God. And then you're gonna have you've got the recruiting update with Bryson Eason. Again, I'm gonna say, I don't know that I put him on commitment watch, but I'm gonna say the odds of Arkansas getting Bryson Eason pretty high. I think right now you got to argue they're pretty high. Do you think 6 wins is possible this year? Do you think we could get maybe 7? Well, look, I think I said this last time we were live. There's a path to 7 wins. The path, I think, is there. It's just whether or not what's the situation on the offensive line? How solidified are they there? And I feel like the last couple of weeks they kind of know they know who their front five is going to be. I think it feels like there's a couple of other guys kind of rotating around. It sounds like Myron Cunningham is going to have to play somewhere. I had heard that he was going to move into guard, but then he's probably going to rotate at left tackle with Colton. But it sounds like Colton now has kind of solidified his position. So hopefully we get a rundown. You talk about the office. Give me that rundown, Jim. It sounds like if Chad Morris could give us a rundown next week, that would be phenomenal. That'd be fantastic. I was worried Knox had died, and it was all to cover it up. Yeah, I didn't know what that was all about. I'm telling you guys, the stuff that was speculated with Trey Knox was absolutely insane. And I'm telling you, the first tidbits that I heard or read on social media, I just rolled my eyes like, no, come on. And then the 2 people I rely on the most with whatever information I get both confirmed that something was going on health-wise with him. Then it was all just kind of hell broke loose. Is Stromberg starting? He has rotated with the ones. I don't know that he's solidified yet, but he has been rotating out with the ones. Or at least that was the news. What was that, a week ago? I think they'd said that they'd put him there just to try him out. I don't know if he ends up getting a starting spot. Bo Limmer had apparently done pretty well and moved up a little bit on the depth chart. I'm wondering, and I hope this is the scenario again. I've talked about this before, where at left tackle you have Colton Jackson solidified, then move Myron Cunningham inside. There's also some Luke Jones news. Nothing big. So obviously he tried to, he wanted to be eligible this year. Supposedly Notre Dame had challenged his claim and are saying his claims aren't entirely true. I don't know if there's been an update on that or not. I don't think that he's cleared this year, unfortunately. But look for him to play somewhere inside. Luke Jones is a guard center kind of player. He's that caliber player. How's the other junior college offensive tackle looking? Shabwez Nwana, I think that's who you're referring to. I have not heard much about him. And when he committed, I kind of wondered if that was a let's just grab an older offensive lineman. And I'm not trying to downplay the kid at all. He could be something great. But kind of reading what was out there on him and looking at his offers and whether or not who was committable or not, I've always kind of wondered, was he kind of a fill-in? I don't know. He has potential. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything about him. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Shabwez and one. Myron Cunningham is doing exactly what we thought he would do when he committed, when he signed. He's competing and will probably start. That's awesome. I'm telling you guys, that's huge news. They are better. And so next week will be the last live video that I do, that's predicated on not seeing what Arkansas's product looks like on the field, right? Like that's going to be the last preseason, or we want to call it video. And by then, I may even just wait to do my win-loss on a live video on Friday. I don't know yet. And it depends on what my work schedule looks like next week. But if I'm available, I may just do that. I may just do it then. I don't know. Let's see. Chad isn't going to disclose a thing. At least he understands the questions will come until he does. Yeah, he needs to understand that, because that's, you can tell he's getting bothered by the quarterback questions. And look, if you're not willing to disclose it, this would happen at any other job in the world. I think it's funny when people are like, the Razorback media is the problem. No, they're not. Put him in Alabama. How bad do you think he would get it? Oh, my God. Could you imagine him, or even a NFL gig or anywhere in the country? If you don't name your starting quarterback, you're going to be hounded, especially when the quarterback play has been so bad. Let's see. We're not going to name a true starter until after the Ole Miss game. After the Ole Miss game? I don't know, Jay. I think they'll have it solidified before then. Hicks and Starkel are going to split time against Portland State. Yeah, I do think that happens. I agree with that. Florida or Miami? I'm taking Florida. I like Florida by, 10, maybe less. Miami, they're not still the convicts, but Miami's still pretty good. They got talent. Dan Mullen looks like Cousin Eddie. Oh, man, you guys are making my Friday that much better. God bless you. That was great. I'm not going to say it's a quit asking. Yeah. That is exactly the kind of response that you would hear in Alabama, anywhere in the country. You're going to be hounded, and you got to be prepared to handle it. And I don't know, maybe if you had an outburst, it'd be great. It'd be great. I would run with that for a week. I would run that into the ground. That would be wonderful to see Chad Morris explode. He's got like a Red Bull in his hand, and he's just moving. Oh, leave me alone. Oh, I hate you. Smile. Yeah. No more John L. So that's going to do it, I think. Again, remember to like, comment, share the content. Check out the links. Tap the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if there's anything else that I missed out on, I'm sorry. Ask me after the video's up, and maybe I'll respond again. My Friday is crazy today. I've got a lot of running around to do, and then I got to pick we're down to one vehicle currently. My wife's car is broken down, so I'm having to run around, pick her up from work, pick my kids up from school. It's just crazy. Blake, I don't know why that was edited, but let me show that. Wow, there we go. YouTube comments are weird. For some reason, some stuff just gets kind of filtered in and out, and then I have to accept your comment or whatever, or allow it. It's weird. Great vid, Ty. Subscribe to his channel. Thank you, Blake. I appreciate that. He's handling pretty good so far. He is. Chad Morris is handling it pretty good, other than his Bob Holt response and the whole his little tidbit on Craddock and how he has the everyone has a vote, but I have an extra vote. I mean, he's speaking the truth. He's not wrong, but I did think that reaction was pretty. It was a little telling that he's getting a little tired of the question, and that's fair. That's fair, but you got to expect that. It comes with the territory. If you're not going to name a starting quarterback, what do you expect the media to do? Sit on their hands? He's getting cranky. Yeah, he is, and I think he'll tone it back. Chad Morris is a pretty. I know people who talk to him quite a bit, and they say he's just an absolute nice guy. He's a really good dude. Knows what he's doing. I mean, okay, I'm going to have to take that at face value, I guess, but we'll see a few years from now if he knows what he's doing. Let's hope that he does pull Arkansas up out of this slump. So to recap, Trey Knox is fine. Bryson Eason likes Arkansas a lot. And, podcasts. That's the last thing. We're going to 2 times a week. 2 shows a week now. The demand is there. We're coming up on, I think, 5,000 total downloads for a podcast. That is incredible for how small we are. We're averaging roughly around, I think, 350 to 400 downloads per episode. Our social media is everywhere. It's blowing up. You guys be sure to like us and follow us where you can. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. And, we're pretty much the only team that hasn't declared starting quarterback. Yeah, I think in the SEC, I think it's down between us and Vanderbilt. I think's what I heard. That's a perfect topic for Flamingo Friday. I was expecting you to release it Monday, but I would be okay with it being done Friday to get me hyped for Saturday. Yeah, I still have a little bit. I do what research I can and try to formulate whatever opinions I can come up with. If there's something that maybe stands out more now compared to a few weeks ago before fall camp started, that's what I kind of look for. So I will try to get you guys. That will be next week sometime. I'll let you know, and I'll keep you up to date on social media and maybe even here somewhere in the YouTube comments. So, all right, that's going to do it. Thank you, guys. Till next video. Go Hogs.